And I'm Anders.
And I'm Paul.
I'm Mark.
We've got interlopers on Vol. This is the beer festival.
Beer
Kit festival. That's
Yes,
it. Thank you. Yeah,
2024.
absolutely. And as you can tell, this isn't the first video. Yeah. Nige, what are we doing now?
Well, this is session number 4, and we're going for it's English strong ales.
Mm.
And the first one is
This is an old Suffolk Strong Ale from Festival.
I know there's a story behind this. Before we tuck into it, we did have 2 bottles of this, but one fell out the fridge earlier on today and exploded all over the floor
And the ceiling.
So
everywhere.
Yeah.
And so we've only got 1 between the 4 of us today. But that's enough.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Can I? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just checking on my car. I really should have checked beforehand, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So what we've got here is we've got a beer that I brewed in November of last year.
It's now May.
Yeah.
So
we're talking 6 months or so.
Yeah.
6 months
Yeah.
or so, yeah.
It should have come out at about 6%. I think I came in just below 6%.
Nice strong beer.
But
Actually, before we continue on this beer vein, I think we need to discuss the snacks that are accompanying this beer course.
Well, true.
mate,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have a selection of stuffed pecan toast, stuffed things, olives, and crisps. Lots of crisps.
Chilies,
They're really
cream
hot.
cheese chilies.
By the way,
Really?
that's
Okay.
accompanying this course.
Yeah.
Right, continue, Anders.
So that's it. That's all I have to say. We had 2 bottles. We're now unfortunately stuck at just 1 bottle.
What was the ABV of this? What did it come out at?
I said that.
You
I
did.
can't
Were you
remember.
not listening?
No.
6.5.
I've forgotten already.
Oh,
It was in excess of 6. I'm going.
I think it was 6.
Yeah, 6.
yeah, you know how much stronger it should have been.
Yeah.
It came out just a bit above. Yeah.
So how long was it in the cask for? How long was it brewing for?
Oh.
Not in the cask.
So many questions.
Was it? Did it? All right. Did it feel like? Did it feel like a week?
It's just.
No, I'm here to interrogate to learn.
Let's get into it. Come on. Cheers.
Cheers.
Chin chin.
That's outstanding.
I'm
That's
extremely happy with that.
I'm really disappointed we didn't have 2 bottles to share between us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's the hottest ale I've ever tasted. But probably
It might be eating chilies.
I might have a chili at the same time. So
This is quite caramelly and creamy at the same time.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like a 6% beer.
No, this is quite frightening that way.
That's gorgeous.
I can see me drinking that to the point of inebriation.
Yeah. It was honestly, I genuinely didn't get attracted to it until I saw the
No.
percentage.
That
Until you saw the percentage.
Yeah.
Is that
That's how I brew these days.
so if she's not 36 double D, it doesn't matter.
Well, you can put it in those terms and you'd be correct.
when we reviewed this on the channel, which was
Not long ago.
no, that was the start of this year, January, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So another young beer in
this
your
has matured incredibly well.
It really
It was
has. Yeah.
fantastic. It was not bad back then, but this is amazing now.
I'm gonna say, I mean, I dropped this in the head. Again, your head's just sticking to the side.
I'm renowned for my head. Yeah. It's honestly, it's absolutely stunning. It really is.
Yeah.
Well, I finished mine.
Oh,
That's
Jesus. You see, that's the problem. How about I bring it back
It's too good at head.
for the
in a
next
couple
one
of months' time?
for Winterfest.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like a crossover beer.
Kind of
It
is.
is,
Yeah.
No,
It's
Paul,
not.
What are you thinking? Come on.
I'm thinking smooth, rich, tasty, dark.
it's a bit of nuttiness to it,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah.
I absolutely adore that beer.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So the only is it commercial? There's a small brewery called Team Valley, and they produce something called Hearth Warmer.
Mhm.
It's a bit sweeter than this, but sort of the same calorie
Okay.
less. And before I started brewing, that was like a go-to winter beer because
Mhm.
it's Hearth Warmer. They produce it in the winter. It's not a summer beer that you can get. And but this is lovely.
If I'm
Light
really,
house.
really honest, my attention's taken away with the hotness of all the chilies.
Yes,
Well,
we
there we
have
go.
to be careful with chili.
Anyway,
Yeah.
see the beers off, and we'll get on to the next one.
Let's do that.
Awesome.
Okay, onward.
And
With-
upwards.
Yeah, and upwards. Yeah. So, what are we drinking now?
It's Munton's Smugglers Ale. That's one of your
Yes.
brews, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Okay.
I remember purchased to get free shipping.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. Well
I was
done.
that little bit short, and I went, well, why not?
Hmm.
So you took a.
I took
I
a
don't
punt.
think we've done a. Have we done a Munton's beer on here before?
I don't think I've
Don't
brought.
think we have.
I've done brought any here.
Not here. So, see, the amount of times I've almost bought a Munton's, but I thought, nah.
Hmm.
This seems to be the opinion of the channel that Munton's isn't quite as good as others.
Yeah.
There's no opinion. It's just we haven't tried.
We haven't tried it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, we
So-
are now. So
Yeah.
you are now.
Absolutely.
Munton's Smugglers Ale.
So everything hangs on Mark's.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
to be honest, Munton is owned by the same company that owns St. Peter's.
Okay.
All right.
Munton's is part of a group that own a number of different brands.
Okay.
So,
So what's the ABV of this?
so the ABV is around the 4.7%.
Okay.
It's a reasonably light beer. It's a beer I've brewed. I don't want to say a lot more because I'd like your opinion, but it's one I keep drinking, and
Yeah, if you
I'm like not.
Okay.
I'm like
It's a go-to.
it's a bit of a go-to ale. I mean,
Yeah.
not top tier. I'm having that,
But
but it's
good solid.
yes, a good solid
Solid.
beer.
Let's get in.
Right.
Come on.
Well,
Go.
I've tasted it, and I think
Yeah.
Cheers.
3 people.
Okay. Well,
Try it.
I thought while you're tasting it, I could be talking.
Well, okay,
Wow,
that's
there is
fair
that silence. Just
oh,
Right, I've got a tasty.
Yeah.
It's got to me, it's got caramelly textures. It's a nice color. It's a very smooth drink. The downside for me is that when I sip it, you get a mouthful of expanding foam, and to me it reminds me of. Do you remember back in the
yes.
I'm losing.
You know-
losing.
you get back? You remember you drink this soft drink and it would just be a mouthful of foam.
Yeah.
Well, it's to me
You're
it's,
getting that, are you?
straight away. I just got the polar bear and Cresta. And
Okay,
It's frothy, man.
Yes.
So,
I'm going to have to resign here.
you said it. You said it. Nige, what do you think?
I actually don't really like it. Sorry, Mark.
No, that's fine. It's not my strongest beer, that's for sure.
No, I just don't like it. But I'll drink it
Of
because
course,
it's
I'll
beer.
drink it. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's coming. Don't get me wrong. I've just eaten a chili that I'm struggling to get past, but
I think
it's coming off quite sweet.
yeah, I think it's quite overcarbonated.
Yeah, a lot
I
of my beers
thi-
have been.
I think for a beer like that, you want the carbonation right down low. Compared with the last one, it was quite lively in the bottle. The bubbles weren't harsh. It was, yeah. I'm not impressed with Muntons. I'm really not.
One hates to kick a man when he's down.
It's not you, Mark. It's the
No,
kit.
don't get me wrong. This is not the strongest beer I've brought today. It is not the strongest brew I've had. It is one of those beers that's far too good to throw away, but not. If you said walk into that store and go pick a beer out, it's not the first one I'd come away with. But on the other hand, it's caramelly. It's a bit sweet. That's my problem.
Make a nice shandy for
Yeah.
No, because I think
And
it
it's
get
also
too
got-
sweet.
Handy one for
it's
the
got-
girls.
It's
The
also got a
lemonade.
kind of like a foisty taste to it. A kind of and I hate to come over I hate to come over Julie Cooper.
Well, you're the only one
She'd
who's
be
read her
appalled if I
books.
did. But honestly, she's
No doubt she will.
absolutely. But
Quite
that
annoyed.
is kind of
I should wake up for a start.
yeah. It just there's something about it I don't. It just feels a bit foisty and a bit old churchy,
It's
tasty wise. And I'm not.
It's like
I hate this. I don't like this, but I am being
it's
hypercritical on this.
no, but well, we're here for that, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I spent 20 quid on a kit, and don't get me wrong, I probably needed 5 to get me past free postage. And I went, what the hell? I mean, Munton's owns St. Peter's, it owns a few other companies, but some of them produce excellent
But
beers.
that whole joy when you put your order in, and you go, I don't want to pay postage, and I need one more kit,
Yes.
and that's the kit. It's either going to be rubbish or it's going to change your life.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah,
That's the most exciting bit of your purchasing, I think.
So honestly, I drink it. Obviously, I drink it, but it's just there's a little bit. It's
There's
a bit flat.
There's plenty of other beers.
Taste-wise, a bit flat.
To me, it's. I mean, I don't know whether this is
Anyway.
the jalapeno I can't taste, but it's just too sweet.
Anyway, like it or love it, get it down, boys.
Move
Go
on.
to the next
We've
beer.
got more to. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, hello. We're back again.
Another beer.
Another beer, another life. No, not so much. Floundering. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
This is one of Mark's.
So this is Father Hook from Festival. 4.5. I'm thinking I brewed it out closer to 5 with priming sugar. It's a bitter,
So 5.5%.
something like that.
This has been highly recommended by some of our viewers on the
Yeah,
channel.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this one.
I'm hoping I've done it justice. So last year
Mhm.
we had a bit of a weak section in bitters.
Right. Okay.
So this year I actually went out to find bitters to put back into that program.
Good lad. Well done.
And my local stockist is now stocking Mangrove Jack and Festival have a number of bitters. So I bought 2 or 3 of them, not all of them for this series.
Honestly, never heard of this particular type. Big fan of. I'm a big fan of festival kits on the whole.
I will be honest, I've brewed 4 kits from Festival now. It is the only kits that when they say it'll be ready in 7 days, on the dot at 7 days,
They are consistent.
they are very
Oh,
consistent.
actually, it's a very good. I think Young's kits and festival kits, if you get into homebrewing, they're a very good entry
Yes,
Absolutely.
gateway because they provide everything that you need, and
Yeah.
especially the young kits, they're very unforgiving. You can
Yeah.
make mistakes and they'll still come out tasting good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
Absolutely.
let's get into
Okay.
it.
So,
interesting.
Cheers.
King,
Slangeva.
Smooth, caramelly. It's a
That's jolly nice pint.
very nice. Slightly dry.
I like that in a beer.
Yeah.
I dry beer. I go for any day over a sweet beer.
Yes, but
I'm gonna say a dry beer. You've had the sugars out of it. You've turned it into alcohol.
but that
Dare
You
I
have,
say.
yeah.
You
Done.
know,
but
it's
the
like
caramelness, I think everybody gets, but the dryness is
I
a,
think
is a
that's-
personal
Yeah.
That's
smooth, very smooth.
that's as close as to a good bitter.
I mean, this is where I took a punt on Smuggler's Ale, the last one, and I've drunk it because it's too good to chuck, but it's not my favorite. Whereas this, honestly, I have 3 pints of this in my beer fridge at home at every time,
I
all
think
the time.
Okay.
carbonation wise, that needs to be toned down just a tad.
It's so one of the things.
groan.
Yeah.
Well, no. I sorry, I only groan because I think it's a little bit nitpicky.
No,
But
But to be,
I
for
agree with you,
my
but-
bitters, I don't want to notice the carbonation.
yeah.
so one of the things I've done is I have to brew in a shed outside. Can't swap the wife; she's too expensive. So one of the things I'm doing is I'm brewing in fridges, and really the setup's really got going this year. And so I generally brew over the winter into the spring when it gets too warm. I drink the beer for the rest of the year. Brew again in the autumn when it cools back down. Now I'm at the point of I can brew all year round, and one of the things that enables me to do is cold crash.
Yeah.
Always my
That
carbonation
makes
is
a massive
Yeah,
difference.
does.
Now,
so one of the things I'm doing is
What is
in-
cold crash?
so just to go back so when you make something cold, it sucks in carbon dioxide.
Okay,
Yeah.
when you cold crash, all the particles, all the yeast and anything it shouldn't be there, drops to the bottom,
Yes.
right.
and also all the carbon dioxide gets soaked into the
Okay,
In
beer.
liquid.
And so if you use the same priming sugar, it could be overcarbonated because there's already lots of carbon dioxide.
yeah.
In your cold liquid.
Yes.
Very well.
So one of the things I'm experimenting with, and I've got a beer coming up later where now I can cold crash down to. So I started experimenting over the winter. We're dropping to 10 degrees because that's the temperature I can get my shed to, and that's worked reasonably well. And I think this is on that cusp of did I or didn't I? Because before this, I've always used carbonation tabs. One carbonation tab is enough for 330 ml. Two is 660. The problem is I'm putting them in a 550 ml bottle.
Yeah.
Now, in a really hot summer, this means you pick up about 35 smashed bottles that's exploded off the ceiling. And literally using a shovel to pick up the glass.
Listen to this.
Don't do it.
Learn.
Don't do it.
I think
It's a
the basic bottom line is when you for a best bitter or an English ale,
it's a little too hot. It's a little
I
too
think
gassy.
you're looking at for a 23-litre batch, you're looking at something like anywhere between 60 and 100 grams of priming sugar.
Yeah, and if I'm not cold crashing, I'm using closer to 160, 180 easy.
Oh, I'd never go there.
Yeah, but if I'm not cold crashing, I've got to put the sugar back in to make the prime.
No,
the problem,
even when I was, I'd never go that high.
Yeah,
not for a bitter.
and this is the learning curve over where I am at the moment. So now
I'd rather have almost a lifeless best bitter with only a hint of bubbles.
Okay.
That's my own preference. But there's no right or wrong.
No,
just brew it for your own palate.
Yeah, no, and that's for sure. So at the moment, because I'm brewing in a fridge, and I genuinely mean that, I've got a bluebird hot and temperature controller, and I've got a fridge plugged in one side, a heating belt plugged in the other. It's inside a fridge. The doors are shut. It's the most precise I've ever been on a bitter, ever
It makes
on a
a
beer.
huge difference to your
Yeah,
brews.
it does.
That is a great, honestly, that is a great bitter. It really is.
Yeah, because generally what I do is it's 5 degrees outside, I'm brewing because I'm always warming the batch up. I'm always warming it up because I'm never having to cool it because it's just too cold. And what I've started to do is now I'm getting to the end of a batch, turning it down and saying, right, drop to 7 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
And I'm putting half the sugar in.
So, Nige, what are you thinking?
What about
The beer, hopefully.
Well, finish mine, thank you.
Well, that's Nige's thought.
I've obviously thought too long because I barely drink anything.
I'm thinking it's smooth, it's rich, a little velvety, yeah, palatable.
I think it's a great, best bitter.
I think Festival do wonderful things.
They do. I think they do.
But I think the Festival, for my own preference, I think the Festival Old Suffolk Ale is.
Oh, we're doing that now.
Yeah, what was
we have done, yeah.
This is the last of the 3 bitters, so
that would be my pick of 3.
Yeah, it's tasty.
That's good.
That's excellent.
But
that really is
the Old Suffolk Ale's gooder.
Right.
And again, I hate to vote for myself.
Well, as a party of 4, and 3 major brewers, and it's like somebody's got to pick themselves. It's hard not to pick for yourself sometimes.
I'm not picking. In fairness, there's a point
Good
to be made here. That is, I'm not picking myself. I'm picking the recipe.
Yes,
that's just such a cop out.
No, it's not. It's not. It's really not. Because I don't think. I think if you made the Old Suffolk Strong Ale, I think you'd be banging as well. For want of a better.
I mean, don't get. Yeah, I mean, I went out on a bit of a. I mean, Festival have a huge range of beers.
Yeah.
I mean, I've brought along a beer you'll see in the winter called London Porter, and I didn't order a London Porter from the company. I ordered a London Bitter.
Right.
There is a London Best Bitter. There's a London Best Porter.
Okay.
And they ordered the wrong one. And don't get me wrong, you can all call me soft, but I didn't complain. I went, what the hell?
Go with the flow. It's meant to be.
Yeah, I've got 2 bitters, not 3, and I made them all. And actually, the London Porter, I genuinely, it's been a good. It's been all right. It wasn't for what I was trying to do at the time. It wasn't what I wanted, but actually, it's a very good beer.
Okay, festivals are. So you and me are going Old Suffolk.
Yes,
you're going.
Oh,
come back to you.
It's got to be this one, I think, for me.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to pick my own just to be biased. So it's a draw.
Fucking do it.
I'm gonna.
Well, that's a draw.
It's a draw.
Yeah, it's a draw.
Just no bad thing. Just to make a draw. It's.
Feedback.
And it's our channel, so
yeah.
Okay.
Bye. Yeah. Bye.